Right, now we're going to take a look at the concept of variables and inputs. You've sort of seen these as we've gone through, so we're just going to put them into context. Now, when you're using a program, it doesn't usually just happen. There are some programs that run on their own without any input from you. But when you've got computer, you can usually give it some sort of input. For example, you might use a mouse or a controller, you might use a keyboard, you might say one of these statements to make one of your digital assistants pop up and help you. I'm not going to say any of them because they will make my devices start talking while I'm here recording this. So when a user makes an input, we can then make the program decide what is going to happen. Now, to do that, we need to make use of a variable. Now, don't worry, I am talking through some text here, but I'll give you some examples at the bottom. What we've got in a variable is a way of storing some data, something from the user. For example, we could ask them their name and store it in a variable name. But here we just got it hard-coded in that Adrian is stored in the variable name. Now that is not just stored randomly somewhere. The computer in the background takes control of that and stores it somewhere in its memory. And you don't need to remember where it is stored in its memory. For example, you have to remember it's at memory location 5,461,000, etc. It's just stored under name. You can write name and it will find it. So we've got some code here. Well, we have got a variable called color choice, allowing the user to input what color they want. And we give them a message here. So we've got the code input. So if I run this, you'll see down here, it's asking me whether I want red, blue, or green. So I'm going to go blue. What will happen when I hit enter is blue will be stored in that variable. I can then use that here, look. It's highlighted for me that Adrian's color is the color choice. Start my fill with Adrian.fill true, draw a square using my square procedure, end the fill with false. So I'll hit enter, I get a blue square. So investigate this and see what you can do. Because what I could do now, get Adrian to lift his pen up. In fact, let's keep this even simpler. Make him turn left 45 degrees. Put his pen back down, so he's going to draw again. Ask for a colour again. Let's go blue again. What it's done is it's asked me again for a different colour. Now I could repeat that code. Now we've seen in previous lessons other ways that you can repeat code. So we wouldn't have to, oops. Now the reason it did that is I've mistyped. I haven't used one of the proper colours, so it's defaulted to black. So let's go red again. Make sure I type correctly. So I've got black, red and blue squares being drawn. So investigate this, play around with this code and see what you can do. And create some shapes, make it do some things, and then move on to the assessments.